One of the first albums I got was Nirvana, Nevermind, and I think that was probably around the time I started playing. As I started to learn the songs, the basic version of them was kind of easy to learn, except for the hard parts, but you know. I think I was always trying to start a band. High school was a bit more cover world, early 2000s, lots of like Red Hot Chili Peppers. Otherwise it would just be me at home in my room making a lot of noise. When I was 19 and at university, at art school, I started doing gigs then, so then I kind of started, you know, burnt CDs of the songs I'd recorded and giving them to people at shows. I played by myself for quite a long time and was just always trying to find other people to play with. I didn't have drums or a drum machine, so I'd kind of sing the drum beat and sing the bass line. So dun, dun, dun. I was in my early 20s and I just was kind of, you know, restless. And then I moved to Melbourne. Yeah, I mean, I kind of was a bit homeless and unemployed for a little while. And then I think I started working in bars in Melbourne and meeting other musicians and making friends. And I think just like gaining that kind of confidence and courage to go and play shows. Because otherwise I would just kind of sit at my computer and email and ask for gigs. And they'd kind of be like, no, why would we give you a gig? I've done so many shows where great friends who like come to all the gigs and see the same songs and pretend to be, you know, a captivated audience. But I think the first EP, I had kind of tracked it all like a really lo-fi version on my computer. Got an amazing band together and we started doing shows. Other people who I didn't know came to the show and that was a real achievement. I've been lucky to play with such incredible people that just inject their own personality into things without overpowering anything too much. I think in the past, I think so much of it was me kind of sitting there doing all these things and then I guess as I started touring more and so many different people and players and touring overseas, it became a real tight unit. I've always tried to like record live as a band with whoever I'm playing with and then, you know, maybe overdub some or fix some things. But the majority of it is kind of done with the energy of each other. Yeah, this guitar, I wanted a red guitar because the album is red, so I thought it would be a nice match. The second Jag I got was the kind of Kurt Cobain special, and I kind of just replicated that because I liked it. I played around with the Strat a little bit, but the Telly was the main one, and then my friend Dan has played a lot with me in the studio and on tour, and he's an incredible guitarist. But then he plays in another band called The Drones, and then there was a tour where I couldn't get another guitarist in time, so I had to kind of learn all of his parts, which was quite terrifying. But I think it really kind of pushed me as a guitarist, which was good, and I realised I couldn't do what he was doing on the Telly. Went out and treated myself to a new guitar and with a little tremolo arm and could suddenly do all these really exciting things. I got a chorus pedal to try to, you know, emulate a bigger sound of more people doing things. I think a lot of it is kind of similar, but I would never try to do exactly what he did. I think the OCD, Dan had one, and we'd been in the studio, and I think I'd been playing with that pedal. The chorus, I think I just went into a friend's store, guitar store in Melbourne, Found Sound, and it's like they got heaps of secondhand stuff, and it was like $99, and I thought that seemed like a good pedal to buy. I found out about this company, Earthquaker. I mean, they're still so new, but they're really fun to play with. It has this swell thing, which I didn't have on my old one, so like which is fun. I think I use like the purple or the yellow Ernie Ball strings. I used to work in a guitar store restringing guitars, and I don't know, I like the packaging. I'm a very a very visual person. A friend of a friend was selling a deluxe, so I kind of got a cheap one. And then I've just kind of stuck with it. I like how it sounds. One of the first things I listened to growing up was a lot of Hendrix. I like people that just experiment a lot with different, like St. Vincent kind of comes up with heaps of crazy, really interesting sounds. I think music and playing guitar leaves more room for experimentation. I don't know, it does some crazy stuff. I don't know. I'm waiting to find where it belongs.